Yeah, who is being attacked in South Africa and why?
In South Africa, what's happened is we talked of xenophobia here, fear of the stranger, of the foreigner. But then the foreigner they are targeting is specific. It's not the white foreigner, it's not the Afrikaner, it's not expat, from the developed world. No. They are attacking fellow black people from across the borders. You see, those are the people that they are targeting. And the businesses that they are being targeted, as well, are not big, massive supermarkets. And these are little corner shops that people have gone into South Africa. They seek opportunity. They start a small business. You see, so to me, it does not really make sense that you attack someone, even though he's from a different country. But they are also trying to make a living with a small business, employing local people, transferring knowledge. South Africans or the Zulus to say, because it has been narrowed down to a specific group that has caused all this through Goodwill Zwelithini, King Goodwill Zwelithini. So all his people, especially the Zulus, they are the ones who are targeting foreigners.
Okay. John, Patrice has said that the attack is mainly directed towards black people that are not even doing what I would call skilled work, because the black bankers in South Africa are not being attacked. It is only those that are in the economic low that are being attacked. Why do you think is the case?
First of all, I would like to anyone here, I have heard that it is a speech of that Zulu king who sets the fire to them. So can anybody here remind us of what he just said? What was that person, that king said?
Okay, let's go to my question.
Yeah.
Because why do you think that those in the low class are the people that are being attacked?
Yes. Excuse me. What happened in South Africa these past days it's a very sad and by pure ignorance. I would like to emphasize the word through by pure ignorance. And I have just said that the level of management of your fear and what you have got in you to counter that fear is important. Those petty people, they go to tackle or attack their fellow brothers, small business owners, because it is there that they can manage. They can't go to attack big businesses when they will manage it. The reply or the response will be, yes, very, very damageable to them. So it is by pure ignorance. You say government has a lot to do in this, and yes, the South African government has a lot to do. They are victim themselves. When we consider what happened to that poor people during the apartheid time, how many years have been through apartheid? I don't know. It's a big.
21.
It's only 21 years. It's not long.
No. They have been in apartheid for how many years?
300 years.
300 years.
Yeah.
And then now they are coming out of that. They are just 20 years now. That yes. So those people, they are just victims. They don't know their right from their wrong. No, frankly speaking, and it is the government and the leaders' responsibility to first of all educate them. There's a saying in my country that if you put a hen, a chicken, you tie it, put it in a place for a long. By the time you open the gate for that to go, he will not go anywhere. He will stay there, not knowing that he's free. It's the hurt that's happening to that people. So the government and the leaders have a lot on their plates to do, to educate the whole people. You said that, yes, they were taking money from Sudan,
natural
yes, elements.
Yeah.
Do they know that those people have? So they should be lectured. They should be educated how the whole Africa support that battle against apartheid, how they manage to be freed. Last 20, excuse me to say, the government has a lot on the plate. When 20 years passed last year, when I have heard that there's not yet a running water or electricity in Soweto, I was bad in mind.
Yes, just adding on that one, though we don't really know the precise content of the speech of the king, but I assume this is what actually fueled the issue. And in all cases, all the countries that these things happen are either the politicians or the leaders who possibly try to make their point and try to point to a specific group that they may have contributed to what you guys going through, whether it's the poverty, whether it's the economic issues, etc. So I think that's what people need to be careful with, so the politicians don't try to point to a specific group of people.
I think it's
whether they are rich, whether they are rich people, whether they are foreigners, whether they are a specific sector of the community.
I think it's
so that's the key.
It's an interesting point because even in this country, we here are seen as immigrants, and the media says to the white, particularly the white working class, that all the economic clause, the reason why they can't get doctor in hospital, the reason why they can't get public school for their children is because of immigrants. Like they see parties like New UKIP, they say immigrants have caused all the ills in this country because of immigrants. So when somebody tells that and keep it going, then people believe it. So in South Africa, I actually heard what the Zulu man, the king said, the chief said on YouTube. Someone sent me something on YouTube. He said that, and the chief said, Zulu chief said that foreigners should go away because they are causing their vermin in South Africa.
Jacob Zuma, the president of South Africa, has yesterday said that South Africans are complaining because foreigners, when they come in, those with jobs, the employers, would rather prefer to give them jobs and pay them lower salaries to the indigenous. And so in that sense, the foreigners are ignore the big guys and the indigenous. Also, there are people that come into the country and set up illegal businesses. There are also others that come into the country and cause all sorts of corruption and crime in South Africa. And on top, there are people that come into South Africa and take free government services. Having said all this, he's saying that still this is not a justifiable means for which people should.
I think there is a really interesting letter which was sent by, it was an open letter by a Mozambican who knows Jacob Zuma very well. And I can't remember which newspaper did it. But today in The Guardian, Jacob Zuma responded to him. And that's exactly what he said, that he needs to balance the fact that South Africa is open to other people from other countries, including Africa. However, what he's saying is there has to be a balance between responding to the needs of the people and what their concerns are, and also making sure that South Africa is a safe place for everybody. But I think some of the issues causing all these problems are quite deep, and unless they go to root of the matter, this won't be solved.
And this is what Jacob Zuma is not wanting to be honest with the people. Because he's saying this and saying that, but he must understand that the ANC have failed the poor black working class of South Africa. Because when Nelson Mandela came to power in 1994, the Freedom Charter, which was meant to be the pillar of the new South Africa, the Freedom Charter said that all South Africans, and I'm just paraphrasing that Freedom Charter, in the Freedom Charter it says all South Africans will enjoy the resources, the opportunities and benefits of the country. Right, 20 years on, white people still control 87% of land in South Africa. Corporate South Africa is still white controlled, right? You know, most of the you know, big companies, or most of the, you know, the key citizens of South African economy is still controlled by white people. Most Mandela and the ANC said when they came, they will build for black South Africans 1 million new houses. They have really built less than 20,000 of those houses. You understand? Nelson Mandela and the ANC, they said they'll create 7 million jobs for the black South Africans. They haven't created any jobs for South Africans. So it is the failure of the ANC to deliver the Freedom Charter to the masses of the poor South Africans that has created this. And because they are hiding behind their failure, they are blaming you and I, the Ghanaian, the Nigerian, the Syrian, or whoever, who come with their own money. And I have to make this point because I have Ghanaian friends who work in South Africa. They're not working for the government or anything. They are having their own business. They left Ghana with their own capital. They didn't go to any bank in South Africa. You understand? They came to South Africa with their own money and set up the business. Because they thought South Africa has a big population and there are more opportunity to sell their services than in Ghana. So you cannot say that they are taking a job. What job they are taking? They are creating. Rather than taking a job, they are actually creating employment by employing South Africans, and B, they are paying taxes to the South African state.
And because of the period of apartheid that they went through, you see that most South Africans are not, in quote, educated. And so you see so many of Zimbabweans that are educated going into South Africa and taking the big jobs, in quote.
Yeah, but
and so technically you agree with South Africans that because they are not skilled enough to take up those jobs, people from Nigeria, from Zimbabwe, from Malawi are grabbing those jobs.
Yeah, but that's not my fault. That is the fault of the apartheid movement and also the ANC government to invest in education. Why haven't they invested in education to make the black South African become more educated like we are? That's not my fault. If the black South African have not got education, he can't blame the foreigner.
All right, thank you. But I think I'll come back. Patrice wanted to say something.
Yeah, I wanted to come back to why South Africa is in this situation. Remember, we should not put all the whole blame on South Africa because it is a host nation. It's taking all these Africans. It's absorbing as much as it can. Jacob Zuma was saying, yes, you might say it's not safe because of these incidences. This is one of the demons that we have to fight. You know, our people never had a honeymoon after apartheid, and then soon after we are free, and then all the borders are open, and we take quite a lot of people in. And the economy, yes, it is thriving, yeah, but then it's not filtering down to the last man in there. That's some of the jobs that the government of South Africa have to fight, have to do. And of course, education, like you pointed out, it is very, very important. Just yesterday, I was listening to a group of 19-year-olds. They were asked simple questions, you know, about Pan-Africanism. Who is Kwame Nkrumah? What is the OAU? You know, all those little basic knowledge that we know about African history that any other African child would know. But in South African education curriculum, somehow after 1994, that wasn't put in. They don't know. They have no clue.
So that's the government's fault for not making the curriculum more inclusive.
That is the
curriculum is too European oriented.
Okay, John, you wanted to say something?
Yes, I wanted to say something. You said because they are not educated, they are not skilled to work, and other people from the neighboring country are coming to grab their job. They are not coming to grab their job. They are just coming to help them rebuild Yes.
Exactly, yes.
They are coming because you cannot do it. Your neighbor can do it. So it will be silly not to open the border for those people to come and do it for you. The reason why I'm saying the government has got a lot on their plate. They are not playing their role. 20 years past. Where are we? They have gone through a lot, we know. Now that they are freed, they cannot do it on their own. People should come
And help them.
skilled people should come to help them. And while they are helping them, they will educate them at the same time. So how can